everyone. Am I audible at the back? All good? Could we get the presentation loaded? All right, look, no conference can begin with some kind of a technical glitch here and there. So on that really positive note and something that we're all very used to, let's start with a very quick and a fun Q&A before we dive into different strategies related to the open web. So let me begin with a fun question. Who here has done something unique, crazy, innovative on the open web? Who here is a closet content creator doing something fun on the open web? Do we have anyone in the crowd? Okay, how many of you understand open web? Okay, I just see a very, very few hands go up, so this should be a fun session in that case. And how many of you want to learn about the open web? Amazing, so higher show of hands. And how many of you believe that open web is the way to go for a safe and connected internet for brands? Okay, so we have our work cut out, the Taboola team. There's a lot of education we need to do in this room, and our job here is to make that education entertaining and fun so that you all remember it, and hopefully you become expert navigators on the open web in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So without further ado, let's get this session started.
You're on the phone with your girlfriend, she's upset. She's going off about something that you said. 'Cause she doesn't get your humor like I do. I'm in my room, it's a typical Tuesday night. I'm listening to the kind of music she doesn't like, and she'll never know your story like I do. 'Cause she wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers, dreaming about the day when you wake up and find that what you're looking for has been here the whole time. If you could see that I'm the one who understands you, been here all along, so why can't you see? You belong with me, you belong with me. Walk in the streets with you in your worn out jeans.
All right, on that note, let's get started with Swift Success. And this is going to be our advertiser guide to walk you through how to be a dominating player on the open web. Please bear with the clicker. Apparently, it's a little bit slow, but we'll wing this as we always do. Moving on, first and foremost, why are we taking Taylor Swift? Why did you, come to a presentation and you suddenly hear Taylor Swift music just to charge up your morning? I'm sure it's not happened to you before. But the truth of the matter is that Taylor Swift today is not just a music icon, but also a marketing mastermind. She has constantly reinvented herself. She earns the highest amount of earned PR and media across celebrities and brands, and that is no mean feat for an individual, despite being in the music category. Those of you who are not fans of Taylor Swift can imagine your own favorite music icon in your minds and realize that if they've stayed relevant over the years for so long, there must be something more to it than just the music that they are creating. So diving into this, figuring out and taking inspiration from icons who are also marketing masterminds, we at Taboola have developed an advertiser guide that is very much inspired from the best maverick marketing minds in the world. And if you see carefully and closely, these are the 3 to 4 things that, these kind of icons are seen to do very consistently. One, they really tailor their content, keep it current, keep it very much contemporary and in tune with what their fans are looking for, so they have a deep understanding of their audiences, their preferences, and their intent. Also, they're constantly listening in, and they are kind of looking at feedback for continuous improvement and changing their strategy rather than having a very, very legacy sort of a mindset which doesn't change well with the times. Other than that, they are very focused on creating memorable experiences. And therefore, they are able to use the power of not just content, but also context. So they are able to really put out great music, but they're also able to time it beautifully. For example, Taylor will leave clues for her fans before her album's release, and people pick that up and create their own hype around it. So they're able to involve their fans, and that's the holy grail for any marketer. And our idea today is to tell you how to use the open web to crack open that holy grail. So moving on, what is this advertiser guide really about is what we'll talk to you now. As you all know, what is the biggest trouble today in the marketing ecosystem? Well, is the fact that there is tremendous attention deficit. Earlier, we would talk about 7 seconds. We would talk about the goldfish mindset. Now, those 7 seconds are also down to just 2 or 3 seconds. And when you're scrolling up and down, whether it's on your news feed, whether it's on your social media, if something is not catching your attention in 2 to 3 seconds, you are really moving on. So this is the age, not of entertainment, but of disruption, and this is the age of distraction. How do you create your brand relevance on the open web in this age is something that our algorithms, our machine learning has mastered in recent times, and we are able to therefore deliver your branded content in a way that caters to this mindset that's constantly looking for distraction. So if you have tremendous trouble in your ecosystem because you have to maximize business outcomes when attention is so less, then a great thing to do would be to begin again with Taboola and look at diversification as the single biggest principle guiding this choice. So if you look at music icons, they have constantly diversified and reinvented themselves over time. And I think that's where we also take inspiration and share this ahead with you all, that this whole idea of diversification not only allows you as marketers to learn more and kind of use the whole ecosystem and not get into the cut, copy, paste mode where you're just taking a stroll in the walled gardens, but really you are in a fast car zipping through the open web. So if you want to do all of that, then a great choice is to begin with Taboola and diversify your marketing strategies. Why Taboola? Of course, we have the biggest presence on the open web. What we essentially do is tie up with multiple publishers across the board. So for example, in India alone, we have a tie-up with more than 500 publishers, leading to a DAU of almost 100 million on a daily basis. Not to mention that this gives you access not just to the top tier publications or the top tier towns, but also tier 2, tier 3, also vernacular, you name it, and Taboola has it by way of a content partnership. And that gives you the opportunity to place your ads in a single solution. Like, you don't have to do different tie-ups, you don't have to spend your energy with multiple different partners and different ecosystems, but essentially just sign up for a single stop solution and be present on the open web with the kind of scale that we just spoke to you about. So why Taboola? I would say the first thing would be the kind of scale that the platform brings you is unparalleled. Moving on. And that's why, we want to reinforce why you belong with us on the open web. Not only are you able to leverage this kind of scale, you are able to leverage it on top of millions of data signals that we hard code across the publisher ecosystem, ensuring that when a consumer does his journey on the open web, we are tracing those steps. And when you want to tap into that customer, we have the journey for you in the form of audience cohorts, and you're able to place your content in the contextually right way, and therefore you enhance your campaign performance. So you belong with us on the open web and zipping past it and not just taking a stroll. Moving on, a very important reason for doing that is because your consumer himself has moved. Today, your customer spends more than 56% of his time on the open web. Depending on the kind of phone that you have, you will notice yourself that you're typically doing a left or a right scroll. You have a customized newsfeed that you're going through on a daily basis, consuming entertainment, auto, legal, fun, sports, general news. Depending on your choice, whatever news you're consuming, it's getting curated for you. Within that, content is curated for you. Within that, ads are created for you, curated for you. So imagine the degree of hyper-personalization that is happening. And because it's so hyper-personalized, it obviously goes on to mean that you are connecting with ads in a different way altogether. You're connecting with content at a much more elevated way. So follow the time of your customer. Your customer is not just spending 56% of their time on the open web, they're also engaging morning to night. Vis-a-vis wall gardens that have these peaks in the morning and in the night, a customer on the open web stays attentive throughout. That is marketing gold mine. If you're not tapping into it, then something is incorrect with your strategy. So therefore, pause to reflect that are your marketing strategies and is your marketing dollar following the time being spent by the customer, whether it's by way of number of hours in a day or by way of general time being spent on the open web. You need to ask yourself, are you following time? And then you need to ask yourself, are you also tapping into this attention deficit economy and making sure that your ads are capturing attention in a short time span? What we notice with Taboola, because of our editorial strength, because of the power of contextual placements, et cetera, we are able to deliver on a higher emotional response. We are able to deliver on a higher emotional response vis-a-vis display ads. We are able to deliver on a higher CTR vis-a-vis display ads purely because there is magic when you do content and context together. Moving on, if you are a fan of full funnel marketing, there is a lot that is being done on Taboola by way of driving performance as well. So if you just go back one slide. So if you look at the numbers out there, you can very clearly see that we are able to drive 50% more conversions with our new product called Max Conversions. We're able to drive higher engagement through motion ads. If you are able to place a pixel via Taboola, again, you're able to drive much, much higher results, almost more than 2.5x higher. So the point is that it's not just content and context, but sitting on top of tremendous data, leading to high performance delivered across a variety of marketing KPIs. So if you want to have a look at how that looks visually, just a very quick view into how we are a full funnel, brand safe, AI-led, and pretty much the only full funnel, brand safe, AI-led open web platform in the country. And our ads are able to be delivered through video, through motion, through static, across the funnel on awareness, consideration, conversion, etc. And not just that, ads are designed in a way that they are able to tap into customers on both the internet usage formats, whether it's mobile or whether it's desktop, and they are adapted by way of best practices across these different modules. It's not cut, copy, paste. It's extremely and highly curated and smartly done. Moving on. So we spoke to you about how you need to follow your customers' time. We spoke to you about our ad formats being designed to cater to the attention deficit economy. But all of this comes layered with a lot of data. So just to give you a sense of it, we have predictive algorithms. We have tremendous amount of contextual targeting, sequential retargeting, attentive audiences. We have data marketplaces. So a lot of marketers come and ask me, how do we become data-driven marketers? And I feel like a great solution for them is to just navigate the open web using Taboola, because you automatically get access to a very high level of data targeting, data marketplace, contextual tools, et cetera, that help you not only learn, but also enhance campaign performance. So moving on, if we have to sum it up, your guide to what we call the tailor-made success, it's about finding your users and finding them at scale. It's about tapping into them in a media-efficient way, because let's face it, you all have appraisals which are all looking into the results that you're able to deliver. And I think Taboola can give you that glory. So next time you are doing a meeting with your boss, a good way to make sure that you have a media-efficient plan is to speak to the Taboola team. And then, of course, all of this is being done in a highly measurable and transparent format. So when you speak to the team, you'll realize that our transparency with advertisers is of next level altogether. And of course, we want to reiterate that this is all brand safe because it's the open web. We want to make sure that it's absolutely brand safe with the right accreditations and associations. And therefore, you know, we are so confident of delivering advertiser success. We have our secret chords, whether it's what we spoke about in terms of reach, scale, content, and context, but also by way of our new tools, like the integration of the Gen AI ad maker, or having a plan in place that when the cookie crumbles, how are you going to manage your advertising? Taboola can actually even help you pre-prepare for that. So you're on top of current trends, but you're also very prepared for what's coming up in the future. So let's talk about AI for a bit. I'm sure a lot of you are very curious. AI has changed things tremendously. It's changed the way we think, the way we move, the way we draft, the way we present. Today, briefs, which were handwritten in 2 lines on a piece of paper, are ChatGPT'd, and there's an entire document prepared for advertising agencies for them to work on. Media plans, which were given on the phone in 2 lines, and the poor planner wouldn't know what to do with it, today has a very detailed brief. And obviously, when they submit the plans back, there's a great enhancement of quality that has happened, providing you're able to use AI correctly and smartly. And I think that's where the Taboola ecosystem also comes in, because you're able to use AI to adapt your copy, your communication, resizing, and et cetera, and you're able to do it in a way that automatically the best practices of the platform are taken into account, so your life is simple. So let's have a look at this video, which I hope plays and gives you a teaser into what AI can do via Taboola. Awesome. I hope that you enjoyed seeing that video and you were able to see how quickly AI was able to generate not just visuals, but also a complete landing page. So tomorrow, if you are running a campaign and you want to develop a quick landing page, either by way of capturing leads or by way of just doing like a fun quiz with your customers, all of that is possible without you having to invest separately or have a different team altogether cater to those kind of needs in the marketing campaign. And that's how you can craft swift hits with AI in Taboola, where it's highly personalized, where it is extremely relevant, and it's, of course, optimized for audience segments as well. So it's the magic of technology, right? Like a lot of the theme today is about how to integrate tech to make your brand strategy stronger. And I think this is a beautiful answer to that question, because you are not just playing around with creative and making things interesting, but you're also layering that with audience segmentation and optimization. And a lot of the things that require tremendous work back and forth, etc., is now reduced. It's distilled, so you can be sharply focused while your campaign is working in the background to give you the results. Moving on, like we said, Taboola is not just about making sure that you are equipped to handle the current trends in marketing, but we are also equipping you to handle what's going to happen in the future. And of course, the cookies can crumble anytime. There's been a delay, but of course, it's a reality that is it's going to be upon us sooner or later. So we won't go into too much detail here, but just to give you a glimpse that because our data signals, like I said, are hard-coded across so many different partners, we are today in a position to constantly read those signals and always be there for our partners irrespective of the cookie format. So I think the whole power that Taboola provides by way of contextual marketing will continue and it will only become better with time. So if you want to learn how do you navigate in a cookieless future, we would be happy to host an open web masterclass for you at our office. And like I said, equip you for trends of today and the trends of tomorrow. To sum it up, we are more than just ads on a website. We essentially bring the whole publisher ecosystem alive with our tech, with our focus on generating lifetime value for their customers, for their readers as well. And we are, for our advertisers, a partner of extreme trust because we help you master content, we help you reach your audiences at scale, and we are able to help you tap into user intent in the right way. Ultimately, a normal user of the open web converts into your customer or consumer because of Taboola and because of the partnerships that you are able to leverage through us. So this is just a visual glimpse of how we bring the ecosystem of brands, content, publishers, technology together on the open web. And if you were to channel your inner Swift or whichever music icon you are a fan of, and you're able to apply diversification as the key theme in your marketing strategy, I guarantee you, you will get amazing results and an amazing appraisal. On that note, let me bring this presentation to a stop, and I'm happy to take questions if there is time. Otherwise, the team is here, I'm here, and if you want to know how to be a driver on the open web, we are happy to help. Thank you.